don't ever go to a strip club right when they open. One of the worst decisions we've ever made. You think you get to a strip club right when they open and you're the first people there? No! There was a big fat guy in the corner who never left. I don't know why you seem like such a Kelly Clarkson guy.
I am a Kelly Clarkson guy. If you don't like Kelly Clarkson, honestly, f*** you. And that's to everybody in the chat. If you don't like Kelly Clarkson, f*** you. I'm not calling you a slur by saying you love Sam Laporta. It's okay. You love Sam Laporta. Say you love Sam Laporta. Say it.
I like Sam Laporta tonight.
No, say you love him.
I like Sam Laporta.
No, say you love him, dude.
I don't love Sam Laporta.
But 18 and 19 is good enough for the Florida Gators. As long as you're a young, cool guy who gets top 10 recruiting classes every year and you lose games to Georgia Southern and South Florida. I hate this guy.
You think I have a model?
You don't have a model. You've never talked.
You are being serious. You think I have a model?
You thought about having a model?
No. Yeah, good morning, everybody. It is Jeff Sunday, the true American patriot, although somebody took that out of my name tag on the bottom. I see that. Maybe that was Goots. Maybe it was Krabs. Krabs, Fake Journalist of the Week. Congratulations. First-time award winner. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you, Me Guy of the Week.
That's
awesome.
right.
That's a hell of an accomplishment. I'm honestly proud of you.
It is a hell of an accomplishment. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about it and get into it. Good morning, Steak. It's good to have you back. See the Justin Jefferson glaze behind you. Actually, I had a Wake Up Barstool on the TV. I like to see what they talk about, even though I got to tell you, it's not a very good show. But they were talking about the Vikings again. Is it crazy to think the Vikings can make a run next year? That was a topic of conversation on February 24th. How do you feel about that?
I mean, they don't even know who's going to play the quarterback. I wish everyone.
Oh, stop it! You're playing JJ McCarthy.
I don't know about that, man. I do not know if that's true.
Listen. You know, this is actually a good thing to talk about real quick before we do. Good morning, everybody.
Can I go first? I would rather go.
Wait,
Trent.
Before you go first, hold on. In all seriousness, can you check your mic because you sound like you're in a.
How about now?
Not really, man.
Mess with the volume a little bit. How about now?
Yeah.
Now, brown cow.
A little bit.
Now, brown cow.
Goots, I don't know if you're still here, but do you agree or disagree with me? He doesn't sound like he has a microphone.
Did it get better as I did that? Because I turned the volume up a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, I think it did.
Okay, now can I go first?
Wait, sorry. Hold on. Goots, what did you just say?
Sounds fine to me.
Okay. All right. Continue.
I would rather go Trent to Bain than talk about you and JJ McCarthy on February 24th. That's it. I don't want to fucking talk about JJ McCarthy with you, Me Guy of the Week, on February 24th.
You sound good. You sound crispy. It does help. It does help. I still would like to kind of defend myself a little bit because this whole claim that I'm a flip-flopper started with the JJ McCarthy week 1 comeback victory, which you guys are acting like I went out there and bet the Minnesota Vikings to do something worth a shit because of that. All I said was, hey, kudos for the win. The guy has potential. I've always said that. I said the first 2 years.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch. You never.
I'm sorry you feel this way. I don't know what to tell you. Opinions in sports do change. My opinion on JJ McCarthy being poo-poo in year 1 did not change, and I didn't make a wager to get myself out of it.
You want to bitch about Zach Hughes? Should we play the TikTok you posted after week 1, JJ McCarthy?
We've already done that, and there's nothing wrong with that video. There's nothing wrong with that video. I started to talk about Caleb Williams because people were glazing him for starting the game. What was it, 14-14? That's what I started. And they fucking lost. They lost. He didn't do anything. That was the bigger gripe. The bigger gripe.
That's what you did. You said you were done hating on JJ McCarthy and you were going to start hating on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, my hate was done. I had 2 units on the Vikings to miss the playoffs. I never bet out of it. I never wavered. I don't even think I bet on the Vikings.
Well, you never had to waver, luckily.
Yeah, right. But I started to pick a bone in a vendetta with Caleb Williams. And, listen, a little fucking Degen knows ball. His coach even said we're winning in spite of our passing game. Miss me. Okay? And in the past few weeks of the season, I gave kudos to Caleb Williams. He started playing a little bit better. He started making some throws. And I got put in my place by our boy Cam as money. And I think I should acknowledge when someone tells me when I'm wrong for a take, and I own it. I was giving him shit for that throw in the back of the end zone where DJ Moore caught it. And I was like, oh, that was a better catch than a throw. And he said, you can't shit on Caleb Williams for not taking chances downfield and then discredit him when he does. Cam, his money was right. Put me in my place. Put me in my place. And Caleb has clutch. But I'll tell you right now, Steak, I'm getting back to the initial question about the Vikings, then we can move on. I like how they ended the season.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys on the Vikings. They just need a quarterback. There's good coaching. And
you cannot have the audacity to tell me to pick a fucking lane, pick a side, stay there, all this blah blah.
What you're gonna say is gonna
and
be
now you're gonna tell me you don't even know if you have a quarterback.
You don't know if you had a quarterback. We got a whole
Oh
year of
my
JJ McCarthy to see two things. One, he didn't look very good, and two, he was injury prone. What do you want me to say? I use my eyeballs.
The audacity. Yeah, I use my eyeballs too. I saw the guy in fucking Michigan hand the ball off 45 times.
Oh, you're acting like Mina Kimes, dude. You're acting like Mina Kimes. Like a guy who passes for 5,000 yards is automatically a good college quarterback, and that's why Josh Allen was so good at Wyoming.
Mina Kimes looks at the stats and the analytics, hence why she screamed like someone killed her fucking a family member when Josh Allen got drafted by the Bills.
Exactly, and you freak out because JJ McCarthy didn't have enough passing yards at Michigan.
I saw what he did. I watched him with my own eyes.
Clutch throws in national championships.
Oh, yeah, against that vaunted fucking Washington secondary. Anyways. That's not what we're going to do. That's not how we're going to start the show. All right, let's start over. Great hat. But I have a question. Is that a Baltimore Oriole?
Yeah.
Why?
Why am I wearing a Baltimore Orioles hat?
Yeah, why?
I think I've got at this point, I'm trying to think of teams I don't have. It's tough. I actually can't. It's tough to name a hat I don't have. Team I don't have.
I know.
This hat rocks. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it's a good hat. And I hate the Orioles, but it's a good hat. But again, it just kind of goes into when I was in motivating you and inspiring you to reach deeper in your hat bag and wear new ones. And I'm glad that we're seeing what you have and what you're capable of. By the way, did you file a complaint with the hat company? You sent me 2 hats. They never got here.
Yeah, I did.
Are you going to send me any more hats? Because I do need to up my hat game. Not that this hat isn't fresh, because it is.
I'm going to try. I'm really going to try. Okay. Was I discouraged? Yes, because the 2 hats I sent were really cool.
Yeah. Little Shoot 'em Up says, you got a Raiders hat, Steak.
I don't have a Raiders hat. I don't wear NFL hats unless they're the Vikings.
Oh, right. Unless they're the Vikings, the team that has the quarterback that you went to war for, and now you're not even sure he's your quarterback anymore, Mr.
Correct. That's what happens. That's what happens.
I need to see Steak in a Brewers hat. You have a good Brewers hat.
I do have a Brewers hat. Yeah. It's going to be tough to name a team I don't have a hat. I literally can't think of one.
Joey Dumps, good to see you. Good morning. Unless it's the NFL shield. Yeah, I have one of those actually. I have a Rob Lowe shirt. How is a Floridian a Vikings fan? We kind of talked about this already. It's it does make sense. It
doesn't make sense, but just know there's no such thing as a bandwagon Vikings fan. I would never have chosen that.
No, but I think it makes sense. Like if a team during a certain era has like a core group of players, I understand why somebody became a fan of that team. Like Chris Carter, Randy Moss.
Yeah, no, they were awesome.
Dante Culpepper. Who was the running back again? The name is escaping me.
Robert Smith.
Yeah, there was another. Yeah, Robert Smith. There was another guy.
Remember Chester Taylor?
I do remember Chester Taylor. Shit. Who was the guy? He was like
Ontario. No, that's Robert Smith that I think you're thinking of.
Like number 25? Was he number 25 or 22?
Yes, I do think that's Robert Smith you're thinking.
Okay, I thought there was one other guy. I cannot.
There's a dude named something like Ontario or something like that.
I'm
trying to think of Vikings running backs.
The Wizinator. I don't know who that is. Y'all read the Twitter chat ? Alden, yeah, we read it, but you should probably come into Twitch or YouTube, but you can do whatever you want. You can live your life. Sydney Rice, never forget Sydney Rice, South Carolina. Definitely Robert Smith. Okay, it was Robert Smith. You were right. Ontario Smith, the Wizinator. That's very funny. Steak, you're back in Florida.
Yeah.
How was your travel day yesterday? Any interruptions?
No interruptions. Just sat on a plane and watched Louisville and Houston lose.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think you and I were on the wrong sides of both of those games. I did say, and we'll keep it 100. I did say we are going to recap when we start the show. We are here for 2 hours every weekday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in. So the recap is a good way to get things going, and I'll show you my picket screen on the good days and the bad. All right, and here is one wager for me. One wager for me yesterday. I went to war with Calvin fucking Sampson and Kingston Fleming and blah, 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 and Houston this, Houston that. 69 to 56, $150 down the fucking drain. I didn't watch a second of this game. I did watch a little. Yeah, I watched some Louisville, North Carolina, and I told you I was going to do this. I watched a pretty good amount of the Spurs Pistons, which was a really fun game. We'll talk about in a second. But let's discuss some of this the college basketball games last night. It was a really poopy slate. There were 2 games worth of shit. We'll talk a little NBA. We'll talk Krabs, fake news journalists of the week, month, year, maybe. And anything else, Philip Rivers' son. We got some topics to discuss, and then we'll get into the board a little bit later because we do have to get in our bag in CBB. Tell me about Houston losing 56 to 69. I mean, 56 points is absolutely absurd and pathetic. I know Houston isn't known for their offense. They're a defensive team, but I always keep hearing every year, oh, their offense a little bit better, offense a little bit better. A lot of smart people are saying this Houston team is very good and capable of winning the national championship. I'm not saying they can't do that because they lost 3 games in a row. It's okay. If anything, I've always said this. I like when teams get hit with a little adversity in the regular season. So if you have a Houston ticket, I wouldn't be panicking at all. But this is annoying. So, Steak, what happened?
I have a Houston ticket, and I'd go ahead and say that's a little too much adversity. I would love to see the stats on how many national champions have lost 3 in a row. They looked awful yesterday. I know it's as simple as saying, like, oh, Michigan can't beat Duke if they're not hitting their shots. It's like my least favorite thing someone says about a basketball game. Oh, they lost because they weren't hitting their shots. It's like, no shit. No shit they lost because they weren't hitting their shots. It's fucking basketball. It's not chess. I get it. But Houston looked bad. All 3 of the guys looked bad. Using Kingston Flemings looked awful. I think the big 3 went like 3 for 15 from 3, and like it was something obnoxious, like 7 for 30 something from the field. They were missing literally everything. But 3 games in a row looking that bad. Like yesterday for me, it was way more about Houston looking bad than Kansas looking good. Kansas looked fine. I definitely don't think they're anything special whatsoever. But I am worried about Houston. I think if you have a Houston ticket, you absolutely should be worried. Three losses in a row, albeit pretty good competition, is bad, very bad.
I think it's pretty interesting that Houston only got to the line 9 times for being an aggressive team. But kudos to the refs.
Shooting, bro. They were just hoisting up shots.
Yeah, 32% from the field, 21 to 66, 5 for 24 from 3. Good Lord. Flemings was 6 of 18, 1 for 3 from 3. And 16 points, and yeah, nobody else was good. Sharp 1 for 10. Uzan,
yeah, Sharp, yeah.
I know he's good, 3 for 7, and then Sanak. I don't really know who Sanak is. Was he on the team last year? If he was, then that's El Ball knower by me.
I think he wasn't, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, 4 for 3, so not great. And then you look at Kansas. Let's see what happened over here. Darren Peterson. Nothing special. 5 for 14, 14 points. Let's see. He did play 30 minutes, though. Kudos to him. Wow. This guy, White, I don't really know much about White, but he's 6 and 9. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 23 points. And, I mean, this is a big deal. Kansas went and shot 20 free throws. They were 18 for 20. They made their free throws. Good for them. Houston's only getting to the line 9 times. Maybe should have been a little bit more aggressive instead of shooting 24 fucking threes. Kansas only shot 17 threes, 7 of 17, 41%. Good on them.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there's times when you could say those numbers would tell you it's obvious Kansas got a better whistle. It's not what happened. Kansas was more aggressive, and Houston was hoisting up jumpers. That's just the truth of what happened yesterday.
Well, I do recall, by the way, Cool Ball with a follow. What's up, Cool Ball 23? Welcome to the show. No Whack Packs resubscribed for 9 months. W Whack Packs, Trizzy, P. G Dog with a couple stream streaks. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I remember last year when Houston played Florida in the championship, right? Yeah, it was Houston, Florida. I forget who they played in the semifinal. Do you remember who it was in the final?
Duke.
Yeah. Oh, Houston, Duke, right. So I remember, and Duke had beat Arizona, which was a really good game. Arizona covered the like the 8.5, 9, whatever it was. But
wasn't Duke up 7 with like 1:20 left or something like that in that game?
Oh, fuck. I think you're right, dude. Yeah, I think you're right. So what I remember people saying about Houston is that their defense, they're very aggressive on defense, but they do tend to get in foul trouble, and they tend to foul teams early because kind of depends on how the game's called, but it also depends how disciplined or sloppy they are. Like basically their strength could also be their weakness. if they get a little too handsy early or whatnot. So I guess that's something to kind of keep an eye on. But yeah, you said it. I'll take your word for it. It was more about Houston looking bad than Kansas looking good. Let's talk about Louisville, North Carolina, another game that we did our best to dissect. I ended up not coming around to a play in this game. I did like the under which hit, but I also liked Louisville. I just thought it was a weird spot for both teams, so I elected not to get involved. There was a time last night when I was cooking dinner. By the way, I made a really fun dinner. I sent you the recipe. We'll talk about that next. I saw UNC was up 56-42. And I told myself there was like 15, 14 minutes. Like I'm like, basketball is a big game of runs. We talk about this all the time. Why not take a little shot at Louisville right now? And I looked at the line. I think they were like plus 480 or something before my fucking blue book could even load. 7-0 run for Louisville. They cut it to like 56-49. So I just want to mention that they ended up not winning, so the bet would have lost, obviously. But these are things now when we have life without football and we're just watching basketball and following basketball and betting on basketball responsibly. Like these are shots worth taking, I think, when especially if it's a favorite in the game gets down early and you get them at a plus price, like game of runs. I thought North Carolina looked pretty good. I watched again a decent amount of this game. I still don't know that they are good, but they came to play. You tweeted it, and I guess I didn't really follow this entirely, but did North Carolina actually go on a 43-17 run, or were you
Correct?
exaggerating?
Yeah, Louisville was up 23-13 in that game.
Got it. Okay. Let me look at this.
Michael Brown shot toward eights. I think he was like 6 for 23.
I've got it up right here. He was 9 of 25, 6 for 14 from 3, not one free throw.
He hit some shots at the end then because he was way worse than that at one point.
Yep. 24 points. Conwell.
That was the insider info guy, by the way.
Oh, and he went over.
His girl cheated on him or whatever. Yep. His line was 10, then it was 19 and a half. Yeah, he
soared. 7 to 19, 4 for 11 from 3, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 23 points. And just looking at the overall box score, Louisville shooting 39%, 36% from 3, not great. 73% from the free throw line. This guy Trimble on North Carolina showed up, 30 points.
Seth Trimble, yeah, he's balling.
Seth Trimble, yeah. Oh, that actually sounds familiar. Was he there last year, or was he playing college basketball last year?
He was playing college basketball last year.
That name sounds really familiar. Was he at North Carolina?
No. I'm going to say it wrong. I feel like he was on Ohio State. That sound right? Red teams did not beat the blue teams. Where was Seth Trimble last year? Maryland. Yeah, Maryland.
Jeff Sunday ran over my dog with a city bike. Very funny, although I have not been city biking because it is there's a blizzard outside.
Have you hit a dog before?
No.
Have you hit anyone?
I ran into somebody. Remember I told you the person was crossing the street when they shouldn't have been, and I was coming and I was dinging my bell and they just stopped instead of like jumping ahead or moving backwards, and I ran right into him and I turned around and I said, learn how to fucking walk, buddy. Hit him with one of those. I told you that story after you told the story about me being on the phone twice with you and bitching to people, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That's it, though.
Seth Trimble has been at UNC for 4 years after further review.
That's funny. Oh, I'm thinking of Mello Trimble. You know what? I'm thinking of Mello Trimble, too.
It sounded so right when he said it.
This is Seth Trimble's 4th year at North Carolina. Jeez, brother.
That's crazy, man. You don't see that every day.
Time to graduate and get out there into the real world. Just kidding.
Now he'll get another year of eligibility next year somehow. Watch.
Yep. Typical NY guy bitching while in mid-transportation. I don't know what that means. If you don't cross the fucking street when the sign is telling you not to cross the street. People think they're fucking smart, beating traffic like they're Frogger. They're all morons.
No, but that's pretty accurate what Straight said. That's what New York City people do for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, wasn't wrong for doing so. You know what I mean?
No, it's just what you do. What you do in New York. I'll say this, man. I just went to LA. And there's a lot less people doing that in traffic, but it's still worse.
Yeah. I'm glad you and I collab on this.
NYC greater than LA. That's my takeaway from 4 days in LA.
Yeah. Not really a Los Angeles guy. 246. Wow, we got an NBA board tonight. Not that you're really going to talk about it, but
I'd love to
okay.
talk about it, but we got
All
a
right.
crazy college basketball board.
Yeah. We'll dive. We'll dive all the way in. NBA last night. Good job on the Kings, king of the board. Although I think BTL took the Spurs, so we might be, or they took Kansas. So
No,
we might
BTL took the Spurs and Yap took the Kings. So we all went 1-0. But at least here's the good news. When you post that graphic on the Book It Twitter, and then all three have red X's, or two have red X's and one has a green, and then all the comments talk about how rat shit we all are at gambling, at least we get a 1 day break from that because it's all green.
So yeah. That's true. Yep. All right, let's talk about this Spurs Pistons game. What a fun basketball game. The Spurs came out, if I remember this correctly, I think they went out to like a 16-2 lead to start the game. And it was like, whoa, surely this isn't going to last. The Pistons are, I think they're the number one team in the East right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 42-14 now after that loss. And it's like, hold on. We got a great NBA game. It's I don't know that it's prime time, but it's like a small slate. Like everybody's watching. This game can't suck. Please, Spurs, come back in. Pistons came right back. It wasn't the best game for Cade Cunningham, but Cade Cunningham was a fucking dog. He just is. He
is a dog. It wasn't the best game as an understatement. He was fucking horrific last night.
Well, he had a couple blocks that were cool.
It's just a bad game when you're in the MVP race and everybody's watching that game. Like everybody who enjoys the NBA watched that game. It was a very bad showing at a bad time.
Okay, you're right. I just like his presence on the court. He's got a lot of confidence. He's the man. He's the man. How old is he? 25?
I would guess 25. That would be my guess.
I'm going to look it up.
Over under 25 would be the question.
I'm going to say he's 24 years old. Yeah. Cade Cunningham is a fucking he's a guy. Again, I did not think he was going to be a great NBA player coming out of college. Like I wasn't really that into him, but I'm all in on Cade Cunningham. I like the way he plays basketball. I like the way he carries himself on the court. Like he's a guy I'd want on my team. He kind of just, I'll tell you this, and you may or may not like this. You know what BDE is?
Mm-hmm, of course.
Yeah. In case anybody in the chat doesn't know, BDE is like big dick energy. And from what I understand, if you would know this if you have friends who are female and they're in the dating scene, but they'll talk about guys. And maybe the guy won't be the best looking. Maybe they won't be the tallest, maybe they don't have a six pack, but they'll say something about the guy and they'll say, that guy has got BDE. And I've heard it. I've heard it plenty of times. Cade Cunningham has BDE.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that take?
You think Cade Cunningham has a huge hog, and to be completely honest,
you missed it. Big dick energy. He's got the energy.
His dick's probably small, but he acts like he has.
No. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying the way he carries himself. It's kind of like Dustin Johnson back in the day when Dustin Johnson was like a sick golfer. He just walked around like he had like a 9-inch hog. Like that's kind of how Cade Cunningham plays basketball. He's got BDE.
Yeah. No disagreement here. No disagreement.
Okay. All right. So you don't hate that take.
No, I don't hate that take at all.
Okay. Gelato says, huh. All right. That's fine. Some people probably get it. Some people probably don't. But anyways.
Did you listen to the Yap yesterday? Speaking of the dating world, did you listen to the Yap yesterday?
I did listen. I listened in and out of the Yap. I missed it. I saw the clip and I didn't watch it. That of Trent in the dating world. No. What was it? Can you fill me in?
Apparently he's struggling on the apps. You know anything about the apps? The dating apps?
I've never.
I was hoping you would give Trent some dating advice.
Well, I've been wifed up for fucking 15, 16 years. Not married for that entire time, but I never been single since I moved to New York. But like, I can still, you play quarterback for the same team for so long. I can still tell you how to throw a fucking pass. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. We might need you to tell
Trent. But what I don't know how to do is like, how do you match? He's probably talking about matching, right? Like you need to match with someone, or like he's struggling like when he's going out there and meeting someone.
No, I think it's apps. I think it's struggling with the apps.
Right. So the matching part, right? Like just to even match with someone to get the date, he's struggling.
I think the matches, if I'm not mistaken, look like Shrek. That's what it wasn't my words.
Oh, he's not matching with very attractive women. That's what he's saying.
There we go.
Is that what he's saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the other one, Gorlock the Destroyer, which, by the way, I have no idea who that is, what that is.
Gorlock the Destroyer?
Yeah, maybe we should look it up. It sounds bad.
I've
Yeah,
never heard
look up Gorlock the Destroyer, dude. Look it up.
All right, hold on. Gorlock the Destroyer? Oh, wait, before I look it up, who do you think Gorlock the Destroyer is?
Oh, God, that's tough.
I don't even know. Like,
okay, I got it. I would guess, you know the
I'm
Pokemon.
not looking at the chat. I'm not looking at the chat.
Sorry, you know the Pokemon Blastoise?
I was a big Pokemon guy, yes.
Okay, so take that and a combination of Ursula from Little Mermaid and mix them up.
No. I'm trying, but where do you think Gorlock the Destroyer is from? Like a Transformer?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably some dorky video game.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
No offense if you're a dork that plays this video game.
Oh my God, this is not nice.
Let's see it. Well, no. We're not. What do you mean it's not nice? It's not even.
It's not. This is not nice. This is.
Can we see? Can we see it, dude?
You can look it up. You can.
No, dude, show us.
What are you talking about?
Show us Gorlock the Destroyer.
Not very
show
nice.
us.
Not very nice.
Doesn't matter. Show us. That's the whole point.
Everybody,
are you joking?
Are
you fucking joking right now? Show us. You got to be kidding me.
What are you talking about?
The whole.
I don't even have a good picture.
Dude, show us.
Okay.
I'm going to be so annoying if you don't show us.
Will you shut the fuck up? Can you share your fucking screen?
Maybe.
Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out. Mr. Fucking Dictator. Mr. Fucking Dictator. Go ahead.
Just show the chat.
Okay. Dude. Yeah. Goots Take Control is very funny.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like somebody who's on one of those shows.
Yeah, it's such a me guy.
That's like my 600-pound life.
Got it. Okay, well, you could just show us instead of trying to fucking describe it.
Okay, well, hold on. It's kind of hard when you just have a Google thing and there's like all these threads. See, like some of this stuff is stupid. Hold on. I'm trying to find an image. There you go. Gorlock the Destroyer returns. Should men take a bullet for a girlfriend? This is dating talk. All right. Share this tab instead.
That's probably Trent's issue. Not willing to take a bullet. Oh, I have seen Gorlock the Destroyer.
I never seen Gorlock the Destroyer. Pull up the clip from the Yap. So anyways, I get, like, I don't know if Trent, you want to hear a funny story? Did I ever tell you this?
No.
One time I tried to help people with conversation skills and I put an ad on Craigslist to help people. Yeah. And I think I got like someone who tried to, like, I don't even know. It was a really, really interesting experience. I met a random kid. He said he slept on the train and he worked at his brother's pizza shop. And we met at a bar. He had a water. And we like talked for like an hour.
Oh, you actually met someone?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're lucky that guy from How to Catch a Predator didn't just fucking pop out and fucking get your ass.
Dude, I thought it was kind of like a whole setup to, like, not like kidnap me, but you know, like something was weird.
Imagine that kid was underage.
Underage. Oh, like,
dude, how would you explain yourself if he was underage? And what's his name? Chris Peterson?
I don't know. You talking about
the How to Catch a Predator guy, and he comes popping out and he starts asking you questions. And you're like, no, you don't understand. I put this ad up on Craigslist and he answered it.
Hanson. Well, this is sometimes in my life I try to say like, you know, like if you're good at something, try to help other people and like don't talk about it, be about it. So one time I actually signed up to volunteer because one of the worst experiences in the city is if you get caught in an area where like school gets out, like city kids are absolutely insane. Like, just unbelievable psychopaths. And I got warned by this when I first started working. There was a superintendent of a building and he was like, hey, if you ever see a fight, like a school fight, don't try to be a hero. Don't try to break it up. Like, you'll have like 15 kids jumping all over you. It's absolutely insane. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go volunteer. So I did. I volunteered in this like after school program. It was like a tech thing. You like show kids how to like podcast. They were playing Minecraft and do all this shit. I don't know. There was some nerdy guy that just told me, you go to this station and whatever. So like there was a time in my life where I was like, I got a little bit of time, whatever. Like, let me try to do some good. I was like, I'm pretty good at just talking. Some people aren't. Let me see if I can help them. And I put this ad on Craigslist. And I met this guy, and it was the weirdest experience of my life. And I was like, I'm never doing that again.
So you met with one person.
One person, that was it. One and done. I'll never do it again. It was crazy.
The reason I thought you would be good to help Trent, I wouldn't necessarily say you have Riz. You said it yourself. You've been wiped up a while. It's not that I specifically think that you would be good at talking to women. You're just good at talking.
Yeah.
And I know we talk about this day club trip we took to the strip club when we were younger, but there's a part I don't think we've ever told is that you were talking to one of the strippers who wasn't dancing for like an hour and a half. And it wasn't in a flirty way at all. She was like telling you her life story. She was like telling you about her college and what she was studying in college. And like, that's when I realized, because you were not trying to fuck her at all. That's when I realized you literally can talk to anyone about anything. And it wasn't like you never ran out of things to say. And so that's why I thought you'd be a good person. Not because I think you have like, not because I think you'd be the biggest ladies man on the planet. Not saying you wouldn't, I haven't seen you have to put it to use in a while, but I thought you would be a good person to teach you the gift of the gab,
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. And I'm not. I mean, I've told you, like when we used to like go into strip clubs, like strippers were never into me. It was like, man, fuck this guy. He's probably talking about too much normal stuff. And like even in the bar scene, even in the bar scene, it was like little anecdotes, and like talking doesn't really do a whole lot. You need to have that like, like fuck boy, like vibe. That's kind of like, oh, you're probably bad for me type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know how to help Trent get the match. How do you get
Well, here's my one question I have for you, and you can make fun of me for this. Shouldn't he throw around his clout a little more? Like, does he undersell himself, who he is, his online personality, his persona?
Yeah,
I feel like he doesn't brag enough about the fact that he might be like the most famous gambler on the planet. Like if you think of sports gambling and you're age 18 to 39, you probably think of him. If you think of sports gambling content, I should say. Wouldn't you brag about that if you're trying to get laid?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know if that's like a turn on because people don't like gambling.
Well, you underestimate how women feel about clout, dude.
But you underestimate how people feel about gambling. They don't like it. Most people don't.
Dude, stop that.
No. Let me explain something to you. A lot of chicks out there think that if you are a degenerate gambler, like you're not somebody that they want to invest time into being with. They think you're a total shithead.
You immediately combat that by saying you own a company. You started your own company.
Sure.
That doesn't make you sound like a degenerate gambler.
Sure, you're right. There is I've always said this, like Trent's ability to turn what he does into a success story in a profession and a career is incredible. But like, I don't know if you're even going to get enough time. Like you have like an elevator pitch to give to somebody. I don't know. That takes a little bit of time and like to have someone realize it because it's just such a bad thing on the surface. In my opinion, people don't associate sports gambling with like good quality traits of a person that they want to be with long term. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's not a horrible take. It's too bad that Trent doesn't like guys. I feel like it would be so much easier if he did.
I'll tell you what I think Trent should do, but this doesn't really help with the match. This is what I've always been fascinated by this. Trent's, the way he talks is, and there's nothing you can or can't do about it. You did just the way you talk is the way you talk. Everybody talks differently, and that's fine. Trent has this tone, and I've said this before, where it always just sounds like he doesn't want to go to school. Like he doesn't want to get up. It's like, I don't want, you know what I mean? Like, I think that if I was to help Trent and from a conversational, like standpoint of everything,
good. Let's go.
I think Trent has to get out of that. Doesn't want to, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do this. Like, Trent, grab your nuts, own your clout. You started a business. Get away from that. Like, I don't really want to do that. Get you just destroyed your fucking chop, your bong, whatever we call it nowadays. You're the next is going to be the Jewel. You're going to go shopping. You're going to get some clothes. Start having that Cade Cunningham, that Dustin Johnson BDE. You know what I mean? Like bring that like into your tone. You know? Does that kind of make sense?
You want a little energy out of him. Yeah, it does make sense.
You want a little energy out of him. I want a little energy out of Trent. That's what I want. And it doesn't have to come from fucking Adderall. It's like just what do you get to do for a living? What do you get to do for a living? You get to talk about sports. You know what I mean? You know who I know that takes Adderall? Like paralegals that work 90 hours a week and have to read 1,000-page documents. Like, come on. You know?
College
grab your nuts. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Grab your nuts. That's what I would tell Trent. Grab your nuts. This is like dating boot camp. Own your clout. That's you. Grab your nuts. Own your clout.
I think pretty good advice. I want to be.
You want to go shopping? Get a new wardrobe. I heard them shitting on him yesterday. Biev was saying he wears the same Pickett shirt every day. Pickett shirt does have great merch. Yeah, awesome sweater. I was wearing it last night when I was making dinner.
Comfortable, dude. Holy shit, I'm comfortable.
Haven't put the shirt on. But that's what I would say. And you know what? I got to give Trent credit. Trent seems like he just naturally, organically wants to like grow up a little bit. Don't you kind of get that vibe from him?
No, it's happening. It's happening.
I like it. He's losing weight. He's not doing the chop thing. He's doing his own show. No more Surge Stream. Like, I'm into it. it. But there's still he's got some things he could do. Maybe we can or can't help him if he even wants it. But I don't know that he needs it. He's on the right path in my opinion. But
Unk advice.
Yeah, I think everything we said was nice and friendly, and obviously we've been big Trent guys from day one. Biev said something by the way, you know how I feel about Biev, but he's a great addition to the app, and I think it was a great hire by Book It. The listening to him and Rav, big Rav guy. Rav is great with Biev because Rav pushes back with Biev. Biev needs some fucking friends that'll bully him back a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since Biev got on there, every time I watch, I say to myself, like, I'm proud of Rav for not putting up with this bullshit every day. This fucking. You want to talk about a guy who gaslights? I accuse you of being a gaslighter. Biev is a motherfucking gaslighter. He'll get on there after a rat shit greaser giving Trent and fucking Rav losers, and then he'll get on that show and bust their balls for losing. I'm so glad Rav gives it back to him.
Yeah, this is interesting though. He's pushing 30. I keep seeing people say that. Biev says that all the time.
I hate when 30. People, as a 36-year-old, it offends me when people say being 30.
It's so stupid because when you start to realize is, and I kind of knew this even at a young age. Everybody thinks like when you're like, oh, I'm 25, blah, blah, blah. You don't know shit. You don't know shit in your 20s, dude. Your 30s are when you start to finally evolve a little bit. You stop thinking like such a fucking shithead every day. You get a little bit of money. That's when that's your prime. I hate when people now pushing 40 is a different story. You want to say like pushing 40, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Yeah, you know, maybe I should. Yeah, we're pushing 40. So it's like, hey, man, if I'm saying fucking plus Chicky and Jester Maxing, and it's like, wait a minute, you're pushing 40? Okay. But like for anybody to say like, oh, you're pushing 30, brother, 30 is nothing. 30 is when you finally start to get right. So this is the perfect time for that. You know what I mean? I was going to say something though. Oh, Biev had one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my entire life, ever. He said, he said yesterday on the app, he said he thinks Trent should have a kid. That's what he said. I can't understand as much as I like Biev, and I think Biev is like there's an element of Biev that's smart, but I think like honestly, I think there's like a hole in his brain, and so it's kind of like a record player. Like when it comes around, it just like skips, and Biev will just say something where I'm like, you can't be that stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If there is one person that I can think of that should not have a kid, it's Trent. It's amazing he got a puppy. You've had a puppy. I don't even want a fucking puppy. I'm a pretty responsible guy. I don't want a puppy. When I adopted our dog, we made sure 1.5, 2 years old. We don't want the puppy. You know, I hardly want a fucking kid. I thought that was a horrendous take.
It's a really bad take. I can't think of anyone either that needs a kid at this exact moment. Probably be a great dad one day. Does not need a kid.
Sure. Yeah. I know what happens. Because I've seen it with so many of my friends. You never did this, thankfully, but like when you have kids, you want other people to have kids because you just want to talk about kids. You know, like you want more people to experience what you're experiencing, so you can share your experience.
You definitely want your friends to understand, like, nah, I can't tonight, man. You know, I got to stay home with my daughter. Got to go to gymnastics. You know, it is fun when your friends understand that. Whereas when you have your single friends without kids and they're doing whatever the fuck they want. They can't relate.
Yeah. No kids. Maybe soon. We'll see. Anyways, there was one more thing that we wanted.
Well, I have something I'd like to bring up because I saw
Yeah,
a guy in the cornfields in here. First of all, where the fuck is cornfields been?
Corn, I don't know. But by the way, I'm securing my flight to
That's what I
Nashville.
want to talk about.
I don't know where he's been, but you know what? I think Corn in a way, he kind of moves in the shadows. He's a little Navy SEAL-ish. I haven't heard from or seen him on Twitter.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, because I was thinking to myself, Nashville is less than a month away, and for those who don't know, because I don't even think we've talked about it since we've been on the Book It channel, I think you should tell everyone what you have to do in Nashville.
That's right. I do. I have to walk down Broadway in jean shorts, Daisy Dukes, like the naked cowboy, not in underwear, and a Baker Mayfield jersey, and play guitar and cowboy boots. These are stipulations set by my wife, by the way. She's not, she loves the content stuff. She really does. She loves this. She is very, very supportive, as is your wife. We're very lucky and fortunate. She was, I remember, I think on the stream when I shaved my head, I was like, hey, do you care if I shave my head for, we're going to do 1,000 subs? She was like, yeah, that's fine. Not okay with me walking down in my underwear, in Broadway. So
I think Daisy Dukes is plenty.
Yeah, me too. Daisy Dukes, a Baker Mayfield jersey. It can be cropped, and I have to play. God, that reminds me. I need to get in shape. I need to get.
Also,
in shape.
what song are you going to play?
The only song I did take guitar lessons once. It was I stopped because really, sometimes when you take lessons, it's just a guy playing guitar and you're watching him like rock out. It's like, all right, how do I do that? But I did learn how to play "Come As You Are."
Great song, yeah. Great
song. That's the only song I learned how to play on the guitar. I don't know.
Freebird is the good one, dude.
No, I can't fucking play Freebird. Are you kidding me?
Freebird is a good one.
Yeah, Freebird Since You Bet Canada is very funny. Should write a song. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, but what is Rav talking about?
I guess somebody said Rav shouldn't have a kid and he's offended, which is a very interesting thing to be offended about when you're Rav's age.
Why do you want to be who cares, dude? You're like, the Rav is like 21 years old. Who gives a shit? Let's real quick before we go any further. It's 10:46. We do have a board to discuss today. Can we talk about this Krabs article for a second?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about it. I got you. I'm gonna pull up the board while you talk about it. W Krabs, by the way.
Yeah, and then in Corn, Steak has his flight. I'm getting my flight. We'll make sure Thursday, Friday, circa, or no, maybe just one day we're doing circa. The other day we'll do Nashville or something. I do have 1 to 2 friends that might join Steak. I don't know if you have somebody that is thinking to join, but we got to talk number of people that we're allowed to have, etc. And if we're going to do a show there. Goots is rage baiting me. Sorry,
we're definitely doing a show.
Okay, yeah, we got to do a show. So I got to hit up the guys over there. Okay. Me Guy of the Week, February 16th to February 22nd. Krabs is the author. Krabs tells you who won Me Guy of the Week for the past week. So let me first and foremost just say that I think this is a good bit, good content that Krabs does, the Me Guy of the Week. I've heard some of them that have been pretty good. I've heard some of them that have been pretty awful. One of them was, oh my gosh.
I know what one you're talking about. Fernando Mendoza?
Yeah.
You didn't like that.
That was a horrendous one, but I get it. Like sometimes, there's not going to be an obvious, like really good Me Guy candidate. Like you got to dig for something. That one was a bit of a reach. This was one, it was a good article. Like just overall in general, like well written. And Krabs is, I mean, he's a smart guy. I think he actually has a college education. I believe he graduated from Virginia Tech, and I think Virginia Tech is a good school, despite what their fucking athletic department is doing. And I'm being serious. So I'm not surprised to see Krabs write a really good article in terms of like, grammar and just the flow and everything like that. Great job. But this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. So we got to hold
you to gaslight Krabs, and I get a break for the next 5 minutes.
We got to hold our journalists journalists accountable. We just do. Okay. I'm not trying to get political or sound like anybody specific, but this is a witch hunt. I'm just kidding. I'm going to read this to you. Okay. This is what he says. I'll skip the first part. It's kind of like the intro. For the first time in Me Guy history, by the way, my wife is, because of the blizzard, she's home today and she's on a call. So I'm going to keep my voice down a little bit, but this is fine, right? I don't
You don't want her to hear this part specifically?
No. But I just don't want her to.
Does she know what you did to me?
Oh, yeah, she knows.
She knows. Okay, carry on.
Yeah. She knows I'm plus 1.5 units. All right, hold on. Let's get back to it. For the first time in Me Guy history, a creator at Book It Sports will be given the award. I know what you're probably thinking. What did Trent do this time? Surprisingly, it's not Book It with Trent, who will be coming home with this distinguished award. Last week's Me Guy of the Week is actually Jeff Sunday, the host of Book It's newest show, Board Review. Now, Jeff is not typically a Me Guy, which is why I was so surprised by his actions over the weekend. Here we go. Ready? This is where it gets bad, right? It gets bad as soon as it starts. Jeff allegedly begged Steak to fade the United States of America and take Canada in the Hockey Olympics gold medal game on Sunday. Do I need to repeat that sentence, or did you get it the first time?
It all sound very accurate to me.
Begged.
Yeah, you begged.
Begged.
Yep.
Jeff allegedly begged.
Yeah.
And to fade the United States of America, the guy who did it 2 or 3 times before.
Yeah. Plus okay. 2.5 goals. Very different to bet a team against America. Plus 2.5 goals. Very different.
There wasn't a money line.
Remember, as you read this out, I'm cool. I'm going to defend free speech, which I'm sure I could see you having a big issue with. Free speech. I bet you hate all the fucking the Constitution. But this is not about me. This is about Krabs.
Okay. Let's continue with this fucking.
Jeff hates free speech, everyone.
No. All for free speech. Hate fake news. All right, let's get back to it. By the way, this is on the Book It website. We should share the article if you want to visit it. Nice meme, by the way. Never forget when Steak said he was worried that people were going to make memes about us. This is Steak actually made this. So
really good meme. I mean, I fucking cooked.
Really good. You cooked. Yep. They were getting roasted for fading America, being unpatriotic, and rooting against the United States. All of these were fair chirps, but that's not why Jeff Sunday is being awarded Me Guy of the Week honors. Jeff was awarded the Me Guy of the Week because of the stunt he pulled with Steak after they locked in Canada on the money line. Look, if you get your buddy to tail a play that loses, I got my buddy.
So far, Krabs is batting 1,000.
Is that what's happening? Yeah. Is that what's happening? Okay. If you get your buddy to tail a play that loses, it happens. That's life. But if you tell your buddy to take a play and it loses, and then you proceed to lock in a play in the same game that goes against your original bet, that's a problem. Steak explains what happened very well in this video, but I would certainly be pissed if this happened to me. Still, I can't get out of my head that the article started with me begging you to take USA. Yep. It would be one thing if Jeff Sunday texted Steak telling him that he was locking in Jack Hughes for the next goal scorer, but he didn't. No fucking shit, I didn't. You know why? Because you don't have time. You don't have time when you pull up the odds board for the next goal scorer and you're seeing the odds just change, pick, like fucking.
Yeah, you had time to tell Twitter. You had time to tell Twitter.
After I put the bet in, I told Twitter. I didn't keep it a secret. You are on Twitter. You see my tweets.
I'll remember that. You are on Twitter, quote.
You take so many plays. I've told you so many times I didn't know you were taking that. And you say, well, I put it on Twitter.
Yeah, it's true. I'm going to keep saying it now.
Okay. Let's keep going. This is where my other problem. He cashed in silence. Not silence. It was on Twitter. While Steak only had a Canada money line ticket in his pocket. But wait, it somehow gets worse. Jeff not only celebrated like he hit a plus, I don't even know how many fucking 100,000 future bet. Hold on. Is that how I celebrated?
Krabs is in the kitchen.
No, he's not.
Krabs is in the kitchen.
No, he's not. I retweeted that bet. Didn't even put a green ticket. I did a green check mark, USA flag, and a laughing emoji. That's what I did. One time. One retweet. That's all I did. acting like I hit a plus 1,000. Are you kidding me? You would have seen so many green check marks. You would have seen fucking a green ticket. I didn't even post a green ticket. Didn't even post a green ticket. Celebrating like I had a plus 100,000 future. Give me a break. He also did his rounds on social media, writing an entire article about the live bet that hit. Oh, I'm the bad guy for putting it into an article on a Sunday night on the company website. The company website. This wasn't on jeffsunday.com. Okay. Writing an article.
If there was a jeffsunday.com, it probably would have been the first thing you posted on there.
Krabs is not a me guy. Krabs is a team guy. Maybe honestly to a fault. If you are on the team, you can do no wrong. I found that out. Won't talk about why or how again. We won't bring that up. Yep, but I found that out.
See, this is what you do to me. You bait me. You're a baiter.
But now I take a story, something that happened on Twitter, something that's getting talked about, something that's getting buzz, and I put it into words on an article on the company's website. And that is a me guy move. Oh, brother. We have different definitions of what me guys are. I'll tell you that. Because if I were to make it a TikTok and put it on our TikTok, YouTube short, Twitter, maybe me guy. But I took it and I put it on Book It. I just realized that rhymed, by the way. Hard bar.
Book it, book it.
Yeah, that's right.
And Krabs cook it.
None of this is me guy. Writing an article about what happened that day and putting it on Book It is the total opposite of me guy. Total opposite. Anyways, we'll continue. If I was Steak, I would be so pissed reading this article and seeing Jeff Sunday splooging. Not splooging.
Oh, you're not splooging.
There is no splooging.
You're splooging.
What about this headline as a splooge? I bet Canada. They called me a terrorist. Then I bet Jack Hughes to score the next goal. He did. They called me a hero. This is my story. What is that? I just, listen, when somebody hits a wager, okay, especially something as great as Jack Hughes scoring the next goal, if you think that's splooging, my friend, I hate to tell you this, you have never been splooged. You've never splooged in your life. And I am sad if you have never witnessed an actual splooging. This is so far from a splooge. Couldn't be less splooge.
Yeah.
Okay. Agree or disagree?
Oh, disagree. I agree with everything.
All right, I'm not asking you any more questions. I'm not asking you any more questions because you have your mind made up and it's terrible.
I bet you're not. You probably want to silence me just like you want to silence Krabs.
Is it fair game to celebrate like this on the feed after making your buddy tail a losing play in the same game? Remember, celebrating like this was 3 emojis and 1 retweet. That's it. That's rare low IQ gambling etiquette from Jeff Sunday. Something I wasn't expecting to see in 2026. Something I wasn't expecting to see in 2026 was Krabs shaming me and calling me a me guy for posting an article on the Book It Sports website. Okay. I thought it was a pretty nice article too. I thought it was pretty even keeled coming at it.
Your article on the Book It website was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Not according to fake news journalist of the year, Krabs.
Everything else you did was absolute dog piss.
If you were Steak, would you be livid if you tailed Canada, lost the bet and saw your buddy celebrating like he won the lottery afterwards? I once again repeat, if you ever see me win the lottery, I'll tell you what I won't be doing. I won't be retweeting it with 3 emojis and putting it
I know what you do if you won the lottery. You text me, you'd say, Steak, I got the winning lottery numbers, dude. 1, 6, 9, 17, 20, 24. The winning lottery numbers would come out 1, 6, 9, 17, 20, 25. And you'd be like, holy shit, dude, I bet that too. I also had those numbers, dude. I fucking hit. I'm sorry. I know you're 1 number off, but I actually played those numbers too, dude. I won the fucking lottery, man. I know you didn't win it with me. I'm sorry, but I won the lottery.
No comment. Can't poke any holes in that. Can't poke any holes in that. But I do have to poke a hole in my my me guy, my first ever me guy of the week award
Yeah.
by Krabs. So the only thing I
And I
can
have
really
something I'd
do,
like to say when you're done.
okay, the only thing I can really do is just say that um if writing an article on the company website about my experience of betting the next goal scorer in the gold medal game of the Olympics at 13-1 for $25 and retweeting it with 3 emojis is me guy, we need to reassess what the definition of me guy is. But until we do that, I would just like to congratulate Krabs on being awarded the first I guess this is the first and only fake news journalist at Book It Sports of the Year award. And this award will actually no longer be given out again throughout the entire year. This is like an Oscar. So this is a one-time thing. So Krabs has the fake news journalist of the Year award at Book It Sports presented by Jeff Sunday Incorporated.
I believe I'm making an appearance on BTL today.
Oh, stop it. No, you can't go on that.
I hope it's just going to be me and Krabs. You won't be anywhere near us, so you can't fucking. But I just want to ask you a couple questions. This is my turn to talk.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a few names. Have you ever heard of them? Have you ever heard of Elijah Parrish Lovejoy?
No.
He was a journalist, editor, and he was killed by a pro-slavery mob in 1837. Have you ever heard of James Hagan?
No.
He was killed in a duel by Daniel Adams, the son of a man he had criticized in a newspaper. And the point I'm trying to get at here is you're not the first person who's trying to silence a journalist because you don't like what he's saying. You get what I'm saying here? You're not the first person. You're not the first dictator or whatever you want to call yourself that tried to silence someone for speaking the truth. It's been happening all the way since 1837. There's many, many accounts of it happening. So you're not the first. It's not unique. And I'm proud of Krabs for exercising his free speech.
Got it. So from what I understand, free speech, we can just stretch things and make things up. So you are on record as confirming the details of this article that you
100% accurate.
You
100%
were begged.
accurate.
And if I was to provide the evidence of showing you my begging, which was you should bet Canada with me, zero pressure, do you think that would be upheld in a court of law?
I think that's subjective. And then some of this, I think they would say, what do they say in court? They say overruled or sustained.
I don't know, but you listen, no justice system is perfect.
Objection. They would say objection, objective, subjective. And then
you might need to hire an attorney.
You might need to hire an attorney too.
Yeah, sure. I'll come in there with just me and fucking ChatGPT. But if that's what's happening to you, how can we take anything you say seriously if you stand on the ground of defending the fake news journalist and trying to spin it as attacking free speech by saying that I begged you to take Canada? Because you should at least
subjective.
You don't even know what that means.
Sounds so good.
Anyways, DC bets were very funny. Saying no pressure is gaslighting final boss. Yep. In conclusion, Jeff is a flip-flopper. I still don't really even understand why I get these flip-flopper accusations. Degen getting some unfair criticism here. Alan Dims is just a knower of ball. I've said it from day one. Great job, Alan. You do have the right to an attorney if you want to. Yep. Objection. He's testifying. Watch A Few Good Men to prepare a great movie. That is a good movie. My attorneys aren't allowed to use ChatGPT. Wouldn't trust that clanker. Very funny. Well, to be totally honest with you, one time I had ChatGPT save a deal, a very, very big deal that attorneys missed. So just stays flip maxing. Very funny. Just put the hand up, Degen. But I think I've already put the hand up.
No, you put the hand up, and then Krabs wrote a really, really good and accurate article, and now we're back here talking about it again. But I do think it's a really good time to get into the board.
Did you say good and inaccurate article?
No, good and accurate.
Oh, I thought you said good and
inaccurate. I'm not surprised article. You heard what you wanted to hear.
But no, I did put my hand up at least when Steak yesterday made 4 points, and I said one of them was correct. He's batting 250. Me betting Jack Hughes to score the next goal at the time was essentially the USA winning. It was only for $25 and it was at 13-1. I'm just saying. So he has a point, and I apologize for that. I did apologize for that. I don't regret the Canada bet. Thought Canada was going to win that game. I thought, I'm not going to sit here and talk about loser talk, which I'm going on Owner's Box after this. I can't wait to talk to those guys yesterday because, oh boy, they were coping so hard. They were coping hard. Can't wait to get into it. You're still talking about it 2 days later. You haven't put your hand up at all. Not true. Not true. I put my hand up. I said, I'm sorry. It was just an insane level of ball knowledge and puck knowledge that I can't explain. And it had to take action. And unfortunately, it upset some people. My guy would be my friend winning a bet, making it about how I lost mine instead. Oh, a me guy would be my friend winning a bet and making it about how I lost mine instead.
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, that was fun. In all seriousness, no, good article by Krabs. I thought it was well written. Let's go to just a lot of fake news if you're into that kind of thing. Let's go to the board. Okay, Steak. No more fucking around. We fuck around usually for the first half hour of the show. Today was the first hour of the show. We're not going to fuck around. We're going to get in it.
I can't afford it anymore, to be honest. I can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're a stubborn guy. You're not really going to take my advice or anything like that. I don't think you need to change anything that you do in the NBA, but I just think you should give it a couple days after the All-Star break. Things get weird, but it's hard to do that. I get it. But
I technically didn't take anything yesterday but the Kings.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. Like, already 4 or 5 days removed from that All-Star break or whatever it was, like you got one right.
Me and Rab have a collab today. I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm gonna glaze you one more time. You said you didn't like the Jazz.
Said I didn't like the Jazz. Yeah.
And they didn't cover. They lost by 20. They were 13-point dogs. I actually almost thought about liking the Jazz. Nets money line. Got to go back. Okay. We are going to pull up Pickett. Shout out Pickett. We're going to reference some early splits. If you don't care about them, that's totally fine. We're just going to point them out, and we are going to discuss the games that are worth discussing.
I know where I want to go first.
Okay. Did you want to go to Washington, Rutgers at all? Yes or no?
Sure do.
You do?
Exactly where I want to go,
You
buddy.
do? Okay. Well, let's fucking talk about it. I'll pull up the Pickett splits. Why don't you set the stage for us, Steak?
There's a lot to not like about Rutgers and Washington, but at this point in the season, there's quite a bit more not to like about Washington laying 5 on the road. That's an insane number when you look at what Washington's been doing. It couldn't make less sense. They just played at Maryland, and I know I get on here every time we talk about college basketball and tell you how bad Maryland is. They just lost at Maryland. They also have a loss to Penn State as 12.5-point favorites outright in there. I know Rutgers coming off a loss to Minnesota, but -5 in college basketball, where usually in this spot, you'd see the home team be favored, or it be a pick 'em, or it be like Rutgers +1, and you think to yourself like, oh, that kind of seems short for the home team with the worst record. But +5, Washington laying 5 at anyone in conference is an absolutely insane number, and I think it's moving towards Washington.
Kind of with you on this one. 3-8 road team against a 9-6 home team laying 5 points is absolutely bizarre. And there's just nothing good about Washington. I'm trying to figure out what the catch is here. Is somebody out?
Not that I know
of. I'm looking at Rutgers at home and just comparing some of the spreads that they've seen. At home against Northwestern, they were 4.5-point dogs. At home against Indiana, they were 7.5-point dogs. 12.5, 14.5 against teams like Nebraska and Michigan State, which makes sense. Maryland, they were 2.5-point favorites. I just think this is absolutely insane to see Washington laying this amount of points. There's nothing really that telling or lopsided from the splits, I don't really think.
The last time Rutgers didn't cover at home was January 23rd against Indiana.
Okay. I take that back. The money line, the Pickett Sharps do like the money line for Washington.
They usually like favorites on the money line. People just love adding favorites in money line parlays.
Very, very good context to add there. Yes, you're absolutely right. Here's what else I like. Washington just had a road game where they were a favorite at Maryland, and they were 3.5-point favorites, and they lost outright. Before that, Steak, when do you think they have been a favorite on the road before that game?
Before Northwestern?
Yeah.
On the road, God, not in conference.
Yep, I'll tell you, all the way back in December 19th at Seattle, 6.5-point favorites on the road. Again, they lost outright. How about this? Neutral against Colorado, 2.5-point favorites November 28th, lost that game as well. They have not won and covered a road game where they were a favorite since November 14th against Washington State. So something is very telling.
Disgusting. You got a team that hasn't won a road game in 3 months, or won and covered a road game in 3 months, and a team that hasn't not covered a home game in 40 something or 30 days. Just it's a crazy line. It really is. It stuck out to me. Like, it's weird to look at all the lines and have Washington Rutgers be the one that stuck out to you the most, but immediately I was shocked to see Washington -5.
Yeah.
It was 4.5 last night, by the way, if you give a shit about that.
Say that again.
It was 4.5 last night, if you give a shit about that.
Well, I kind of do, because I'm not enjoying being on the same side as Steam right now.
Yeah, I agree. Louisville, good example.
Yeah, man, that's true. Okay, let's keep moving. A couple small schools here I'll just mention quickly. Kent State 10 at home against Central Michigan. Looks like pretty short number to me, Steak. 20-7, 12-2 at home. Central Michigan's 9-18, 0-13 on the road, only laying 10. I have had a little success here when I see these numbers that look a little too short, in my opinion. For some of these home favorites, kind of feels like maybe a sleepy spot for Kent State. I would get real nasty with Central Michigan if I had to play that. Okay. Akron, 16 at home against Buffalo. Nothing. If anything, that's a big number.
Yep.
That's a big number. I like Akron there. Let's talk about this game. Oklahoma State and West Virginia, 2 16-11 teams, middle of the pack.
Did you skip Miami of Ohio?
Nope. Not
they're
on
6:30 in the game you were talking about.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yep. Go back to it. I'm going to put CMU though. It's potential Jeff Sunday POD.
I mean, every line for Miami of Ohio is short, and I don't want to fade them more. I don't want to fade them.
Okay.
They just get no respect. EMU sucks. They're 1-9 in their last 10. They cover spreads, but who gives a shit? They're 10-18, 1-9 in their last 10. Like I said, they do cover spreads. Just stop fading Miami of Ohio, and I'm not on here telling anyone to do it.
Yeah.
These two teams, if I'm not mistaken, haven't played yet this year, and I don't know. There's been a few sneaky spots where no one's fading Miami of Ohio, and of course they don't cover. This reminds me of one of them. Like, I don't think a lot of people are taking Eastern Michigan today. Doesn't matter. Don't fade Miami of Ohio. Just don't do it. That's my advice. But it's an interesting game to talk about.
Interesting game to talk about, and then do absolutely nothing with. We're going to treat Miami of Ohio like asbestos, and we're just going to leave it alone. By the way, real quick, my hidden IDX with a new follow 32 minutes ago. Dom Smooth with a stream streak. Kevin D, 80 stream streak. Give it up for Kevin D. And then JT741, subscribed for 5 months, just said, ha, 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 ha. Or nobody was laughing at. Probably something funny that I said, bitching about you or fucking fake journalist Krabs. Let's keep moving here. All right, let's go back to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, 1.5-point favorites at home. 13-4 at home against West Virginia, 3-4 on the road. Both teams have the same record. Oklahoma State, I think their last home game they lost to Kansas. Then they went on the road. They lost again. This team has now lost 5 games in a row, and they have not covered in any of those 5 games. West Virginia as well has not been playing that good. 2 losses in a row. So you've got 2 like shitty teams trending downwards, one a little bit shittier than the other. I guess you could say Oklahoma State, but they have the home court advantage, 1.5-point favorites. I think if anything in this situation, doesn't it look like Oklahoma State feels easy? I was thinking West Virginia.
I was thinking how interesting it is that this total is at 142 when really every Oklahoma State game you see for the most part, except that one against TCU, is in the 160s. And I know that most West Virginia games are probably in the 130s, if I had to guess. Let's see. 133, 134, 140, 138. I just feel like this is a low total for an Oklahoma State game.
But what about for a West Virginia game?
It's not a low total for a West Virginia game, but it's a very low total for an Oklahoma State game. And that kind of outweighs it to me. Like, it's way more so a low total for an Oklahoma State game by about 20 points than it is a high total for West Virginia game. Maybe 5 points too high, but that is a low total for an Oklahoma State game. Like, I'm going to try to find the last time Oklahoma State had a total this low.
Okay. West Virginia hasn't had a total this high in their last 6. 133, 134, 140, 138, 126, 138.
Oklahoma State hasn't sniffed a total this low except 147.5 against TCU, which is still 5 points higher. If you remove that game from the equation, I mean, if you looked at the totals in these Oklahoma State games, they're absolutely insane. 174, 168, 178, 169, 169, 177.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy totals in Oklahoma State games. This total low.
I'm kind of with baseball god Bill. What's up, YouTube? By the way, let's hear you scream. See you guys over there. Make sure you like and sub. Oliver,
Yeah, I don't hate that take at all.
With a new follow on Twitch as well. Yeah, I like this. In falling knife versus falling knife matchups, I always lean the road team. I kind of do too, and I guess maybe it's a little bit of contrarianism, where you just kind of feel like the team to get right and win this type of game is the home team. I feel like you get a little bit more of a spark from a team being on the road and out of their element a little bit. So I'd probably lean West Virginia there. I'm gonna put it on my sheet, but I don't know that I'm actually making a wager.
I think I'm going to play the under, and I do think it will be a wager for me.
Let's mention this real quick. Marshall is 7-point favorites at home against Old Dominion. They're 18-11, 12-3 at home against a 10-19 Old Dominion team that is 3-13 on the road. 7 is very low. Agree or disagree?
100% agree. Insane when you compare it to Washington being -5 on the road at Rutgers.
So I hit Marshall 2 games ago. It was one of my best bets. It was in the Sunday Stake Special, which we'll be bringing back today at App State. Loved that fading that bounce back spot for App State. I did not think Marshall was necessarily going to come back and win outright. They were down double digits in the game. They did 94-93. Then they came home against, then they went on the road against Coastal Carolina, lost as 2.5-point favorites. Really tough stretch for Marshall. 4 road games in 5 out of 5. I'm saying that like an idiot. 4 out of the last 5 games on the road. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, brain fart there. Only home game they were against South Alabama. They were 6.5-point favorites. They won 84-80. They are not covering spreads very well, especially as favorites. Maybe that's why. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to take Old Dominion here. What about you?
Yeah, because ironically, Old Dominion is covering spreads.
They didn't cover 4.5 against Southern Miss.
Hard pass for me.
Okay. All right. Only 2 more games left for Old Dominion. Jeez, that's like nothing. I guess these schools have less amount of games in their conferences or something like that. Kind of lean ODU there, but we can keep moving. How about Texas Tech and Cincinnati? This is a good one. Kind of feel like Cincinnati needs to be faded after that win against Kansas.
Yeah, and then you got Texas Tech without Toppin drops 100 on Kansas State. We both feel the same way about Kansas State. Like they got up for that one game after Tang was fired, which seems to happen pretty often when a team fires their coach. Not surprising. But then after that, they give up 100 to a Texas Tech team without JT Toppin. And see, the thing you say Cincinnati needs to be faded after that performance against Kansas. I'm wondering if it's Texas Tech that needs to be faded.
All right. How about we fade both of them?
Under 36.5.
Hey, girl. Hey, come on. Under. Sin, TT, under.
Well, you're wait, are you singling one team out?
No.
Cincinnati
TT is in Texas Tech.
Oh, yeah, you got me. I like the under. I'm with you. I would also pretty strongly lean Cincinnati, I think.
Okay. All right. Not touching this Dayton-St. Louis game because I think St. Louis fucked you with VCU, and Dayton always fucks me. But they are 4-point favorites on the road here.
Dayton, they did come through. It was at George Mason, and that we were saying, oh, they're fake sharp. They're always fake sharp. They won by 15 in that game. They also followed that up with a win in the cover at home against Duquesne. They've covered 3 in a row. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this game either because I do think you could convince yourself Dayton looks like the sharp or the contrarian side, and it's just I'm not seeing it for me. Yeah, 100% KP. Non-fade. Not fading St. Louis again. I thought I had it in the bag. I thought I nailed VCU.
All right, let's move on. How about Duke and Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I got a thought in this one.
Sleepy. Is that your thought now?
Obvious sleepy spot.
Obvious sleepy spot. Who does Duke have next? Does anyone know?
Yeah, Virginia.
You know,
this is a sandwich spot. And you know what? Sandwich spots ain't hitting here. Well, they weren't in college football, at least. Splits are pretty even right now. It's early. I mean, there's 50,000 wagered on the game. Yeah, Duke money line and parlays, sure, of course. The over, the under is pretty sharp here. Low bet total, but high on the money percentage. here's what I think, man. Notre Dame is terrible. I used to really enjoy actually watching Notre Dame basketball. Shout out Mike Bray. This team brings me no joy. And I know people say, oh, you're a fair weather fan. Listen, man, I got enough stress in my life. I don't like watching my teams if they suck ass. I tried watching Notre Dame basketball. I tried watching them last year. This team is just not good. They're not a good basketball team. They're 12-15. They're 9-5 at home. They're better at home. They're 2-8 in their last 10. 17.5 point dogs here is massive. Massive.
It is massive. Just remember, Snacks told us that look aheads and sandwich spots have actually been hitting this year. So don't forget that.
Well, what I was going to say is this.
You like Duke.
Well, I like Duke. I don't. I think people are going to want to fade Duke because it's a sandwich spot. I think people are going to want to bet on Notre Dame because even though Notre Dame is bad, 12-15 is not the worst. 9-5 at home is not the worst. I think you're going to say, give me that 17.5 points. That's too many points. Duke's not going to demolish Notre Dame. I'm not so fucking sure, man. I'm really not sure. I got one for you. After Duke just clamped Michigan and that game just soared under, this could be a game where Duke's offense puts up like 88 points. I like the over here.
We made that call 2 games ago with Syracuse. You're prepared to make another Duke offensive splooge. I don't like I don't like it, but I there's one thing you said that I like. The rest I would have to pretty strongly disagree with. I do think this is a super obvious under.
Yeah.
Super obvious under.
Yeah.
For sure. Would I be betting Duke today? No, I really don't think I would.
But I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't think anyone is going to be betting Duke. Is kind of my point. Like I think if you ask your group chat, everybody's taking Notre Dame. Now keep in mind when we talk about this stuff, these plays hit all the time. So I'm not trying to talk anybody on or off of it. Just letting you know what comes out in our brain. Jeff, what does a sandwich spot mean? Sandwich spots mean basically after a letdown. So they just had a big win and then in a look ahead spot. So Duke is in a look-ahead spot because they got Virginia up next. Virginia's a really
sandwiched in between Michigan and Virginia. Then you got random Notre Dame. You got 11th ranked Virginia and number 1 ranked Michigan. Sandwiched in there is Notre Dame, who is 12-16 and 2-8 in their last 10.
If Jeff was really keeping tabs with Notre Dame, yeah, I remember Burton. I watched him play last year, and he was great. I guess I haven't watched him them play with him this year. Maybe I did. I don't know. They bring me no joy. I don't know what else to tell you. Stop saying these lines are insane and weird. If the line is truly off, Sharps would insta bet Rutgers. Vice versa. The line is weird, but gets bought up. Sharps bet UW 4.5 pricing. Well, you know what? Alan kind of has a point.
Doesn't matter because ultimately that sounds like he likes what I like. We're just saying I'm saying it in a different way.
Yeah.
He's saying they like Washington. I'm saying I like Washington.
But you know what? He brings up a really interesting point. Washington minus 4.5. We think it's weird, but if we thought it was so weird, the Sharps would be taking the value with the points on Rutgers, and they're not. They're betting Washington.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
But when you think about it that way, that's the fucking steam. But
the problem I have with what Alan Dims is doing is he doesn't want to acknowledge that there's something strange about the line because he just said it. Sharps liked Washington minus 4.5. What's the reason?
Well, the reason would be they're all about their numbers.
Yeah.
So the reason is they think that line's too low. They have Washington winning by 6.
But why?
I don't know, but Steak, that's the point. The books now, if anything, what he's actually saying, which is a really, really good point, the books are giving a little respect to Rutgers according to the pro numbers. And we're not seeing it that way. You get what I'm saying? And that's when, if you chase steam, that's when you get fucked, or when we get fucked. The pros think Washington should win this game by more than 5.5, 6+ points.
And so do I.
I get that. But what he's saying is the line's not that insane then. If the
I'm
pros
saying the line's weird. I don't know if I can do that.
No. We're not going to stop saying that. But in this particular situation, when the spot is sharp, where the pros are betting that number, it's actually not that weird. I get what he's saying now. I get what he's saying. I just don't understand why the line is what it is, but I get what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Alan, I actually that was a very, very good point. Maybe the best point you've made ever. How about that?
All right, let's talk about Virginia.
Virginia, 6.5-point favorites at home against NC State. Line short.
Virginia gets respect. Virginia gets respect, but so does North Carolina State.
So
before absolutely trouncing UNC without Caleb Williams, NC State didn't cover 4 in a row. We're kind of reeling a little bit, but I guess they lost at Louisville when they shot the lights out 118-77, and then they lost to Miami by 1 point as 5.5-point favorites. I don't know if you caught the end of that game, but they were up 6 with 50 seconds left.
No, I didn't. Virginia opened 4.5, up to 6.5.
Wow. See, now that makes sense. The sharp seeing value at Virginia minus 4.5 makes perfect sense to me. Nothing feels weird about that. They don't really cover either. They didn't cover against Miami. They covered against Georgia Tech. They didn't cover against Ohio State on the neutral. They didn't cover at Florida State, and they didn't cover at home against Syracuse. Single-digit spreads, Virginia really doesn't cover. They covered 13.5 at Georgia Tech and 13.5 at home against Pitt. I mean, the last time they covered a single-digit spread was January 17th at SMU. Last time Virginia covered a single-digit spread. It's an interesting game. Very interesting game.
It is an interesting game. You've told me to get familiar with Virginia and watch them. I haven't yet, unfortunately.
24-3, 13-1 at home. They're legit.
NC State 6-2 on the road.
Yeah, NC State's a good team.
This one's not speaking to me. Not speaking to me. Yeah, Virginia's tough. Yeah. Well, now I'm wondering if that line was. Dude, I think it might be NC State.
I think it might be Virginia, but do I want to be the guy who gets 6.5 when everybody else got 4.5? Not really. I definitely think it might be Virginia.
I think it might be NC fucking State, man. You even said it. The books respect Virginia.
Yeah, but also they respect NC State. If I'm not mistaken, NC State was favored at home against Kansas, or very close.
They're asking if this fits the look-ahead narrative. I don't know. I don't think so.
Virginia plays Duke.
Yeah, but
definitely. I mean, we have to call that a look-ahead. Is that game at Duke or at Virginia?
But
it doesn't matter. It's a look ahead.
Okay, but if you have a good team coming in, you can't look ahead of them. Look ahead is also depends on who you're playing. If you're playing a team that like Notre Dame, you can look ahead to them.
I think when you're playing number 1 ranked Duke at Duke, I don't care who their opponent is. It's a look ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay. You look ahead to Duke. Okay. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is like, if Ohio State plays Penn State next week, but they've got Clemson, they would look ahead.
That was such a terrible example.
Why?
Are you talking about college football or college basketball?
Yeah. College football.
Awful example. Clemson? That's your example of a look-ahead game? Clemson sucks.
Oh,
Clemson
yeah.
Been good in fucking forever.
All right.
And Penn State's a bad example, too, because Penn State and Ohio State is a huge rivalry. It's just not.
Okay, you go. You do it.
It would be if Ohio State had Michigan next week, but they played Purdue. Let me finish. They played Purdue this week, but Purdue was really good this year. They were like 8-2. That's the example. That's a much better one than yours.
The worst example I've ever heard.
No, mine shit on yours.
You just shit on Ohio State, Penn State because it was a rivalry, and then you tried to tell me Virginia Duke is Ohio State, Michigan. You just said
Ohio State Purdue. When Purdue is 8-2, it's much more like Virginia NC State looking ahead to Duke.
Fine, you're saying Virginia Duke is Ohio State, Michigan.
I'm saying Virginia Duke is Ohio. No, it's not. That's where I went wrong. It's not Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah, that's bad. That's where I made that face.
Yeah.
By the way, hold on. I gotta address a comment here for a second. Where was it, real quick? Damn it! I can't find it. Maybe
give me an example of what it said.
Total Slayer spent 2 hours dissecting Krabs' article, now 2 hours dissecting Dim's brain. Great show, fellas. It's Tuesday, February 24th.
Yeah, that's a bit much, Total Slayer.
I mean, like, come on.
A bit much.
We got 32
People
minutes.
really like the dissecting Krabs article, by the way.
Come on.
Yeah.
Fucking you.
Okay. The Total Slayer is like usually bats a high percentage. We're gonna give him.
No. He does. But you never. Sometimes you come out of nowhere.
It was an absolute swing and a miss. It was a swing and a miss.
That bad comment.
Someone saying he deleted it, which means maybe he already saw the right things wrong, and you didn't have to call him out.
Oh, I don't know if that happened. A couple of new follows.
Probably the reason you couldn't find it.
Why are there so many new follows right now? Cody P31 with a follow. Top Shot of 5176. Hash Adams. Jobu 7714. Hopefully these are real people and not bots. But welcome to the show and the Book It Sports Twitch channel. 12:30 BTL will be running. I don't know that Jovan is going to be there.
I will. Fake will.
Okay. Yeah. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm going on Owner's Box today. I'm going to rip fucking Sushi Bet a new asshole. Is Sushi Bet in here, by the way? Yeah. Okay. That's too bad. Well, I hope he's in the show at noon on Owner's Box because I can't wait to address the fake hockey fan allegations. What does Snap Gang mean, by the way?
I was just going to assume since Rab's 14, it's Snapchat.
Well, Sushi has a real job. Good for him.
Confirmed Sushi has a real job, yes.
Steak, can I get you to dabble in? I honestly, when I see
anything
LAX,
you tell me, yeah, it's hard not to think of the airport, but anything you tell me to bet, Ron, I will bet. But also tell me how to bet it.
When he said dabble in LAX, I was going to say Steak just flew out of it yesterday.
Yeah, I did dabble in LAX yesterday. Nice Delta Sky Club there.
Is there?
Oh, yeah. It's like,
yeah.
I love the outdoor, indoor. Those always get me going.
Yeah. I don't know if Alan is who you're talking about. There was nothing wrong about your comment. Your comment was great. I was talking about a different comment at the time. Okay. Let's keep going. Now actually we're giving total slut.
No, we got to keep moving. There's a lot of games.
Yep. All right, let's go. Indiana, 8.5 at home against Northwestern. I'm really upset about this is not an I told you so. I'm really upset that we bet on Indiana against Purdue. And I hope Snowman's in here because I need you to hear it, Snowman. I need you to know it. I need you to accept it. You're a football school now. Your basketball team is sad, soft, and pathetic. To go out there and get your dick kicked in by Purdue like that by 30-something points was unbelievable. And I had to hear about it because I fucking bet Indiana and wake up, take a piss. You know, I'm trying to hit the toilet in one hand at 3:30 in the morning. I'm trying to look at my phone in the other, reading all the freaking trolls and mean DMs I got about fading Purdue with Indiana. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to keep it short. I'm done with the Hoosiers. Done. No disrespect to Snowman because I'm a snowmaniac. Done. Go ahead. You're making a stupid face.
I was going to say, doesn't this kind of seem like such an obvious spot to bounce back for Indiana after you have two horrific road games against the best team, two of the 4 or 5 best teams in the Big Ten? At Illinois, you lose by 20. At Purdue, you lose by 29. And now you get to go home and play Northwestern as 8.5-point favorites. Just feels like such an obvious Indiana spot, right?
I twist my arms. You telling me we're going to fade Indiana? Twist my fucking arms. This team's dead.
It could be worth talking about after your rant about the football school and those two miserable performances where I personally thought after not competing against Illinois, they'd compete against Purdue. I guess in hindsight, it makes sense. Purdue was angry and wanted to beat the shit out of someone. And I just thought Indiana was a little tougher than that. But I don't know. It would be Northwestern or nothing for me.
Ramble says apologize to Purdue.
I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to do that. I maybe will Saturday. We'll see how they look again, but I'm going to need more than a win against Indiana.
After Jeff called out Indiana, they probably win by murder today. Very good point. It's a very good point. Yep. Very good point. Probably. Okay. South Carolina at home, 7-point dogs against Kentucky. Oh, man. It's just this. Some of this SEC basketball is real nasty.
Kentucky sucks.
Dude,
they got so unlucky. They got so unlucky. If I'm not mistaken, I want to make sure I remember this correctly. They were up 1 with 11 seconds left and the ball against Auburn, and on the inbound, they had an offensive foul and a push-off. Auburn scored a tip-in and won by 1. South Carolina covered 3 games in a row. Look at them. They won against Mississippi State last game.
I was going to say, this is where this is where you don't look at the numbers. You try to get psychologically, you try to get in the heads of the team and the coach. And I think this is where I like to become better at being a sports better, because for a while, we went through the phase, or I went through the phase of the splits and then contrarian and just fading the public, whatever. I like to try to get a read on these teams. Kentucky's coach is who? Mark Pope. Okay. Is Mark Pope respected? Is he a good coach? Okay, not respected.
I bet you if you went around Lexington and you had a microphone and you were interviewing fans, the majority of them would tell you they'd take Coach Cal back in an instant.
Okay. If you are Kentucky, you're Kentucky basketball, and you just have that loss, I didn't know it. I saw they lost, but I didn't know how they lost. You had that awful ending. Your head's down in the locker room. You're 3-5 on the road. You're 17-10 overall. Like, you're not, I know you're a blue blood, but like, you're not at the top. You're not a top team right now. How do you go into South Carolina and get up for this game? The only way you do it is if you are well coached. And if your coach can get these fucking guys up to go out there and say, flush it, short-term memory, get pissed off from that loss rather than sulk like bitches and go take it out on South Carolina. If Mark Pope is that type of coach and Kentucky is that type of team, love Kentucky here. Problem is, I don't think they are. I don't like Kentucky. I don't know a lot about Mark Pope, but that should tell you right there if I do or don't respect the guy. I kind of want to just fucking blindly take South Carolina here. Blindly.
Yeah, man. I got to be honest, I'm kind of with you. Kind of like South Carolina. And it may just be the fact that I don't like Kentucky, but it's got to be mentioned. Kentucky had this point in the season where I completely gave up on them, and then they won 8 out of 9 games, including winning as a 6.5-point dog at Arkansas and beating Tennessee twice, which we were obviously in Dallas for the second Tennessee game. Say what you want about it, but 8 out of 9 games in the SEC, absolutely no slouch. Then you play at Florida, who's one of the hottest teams in the country. They punch you in the mouth early. You stay in that game. Then you play Georgia, and you lose as 6.5-point favorites, and then you lose that Auburn game the way you did. And I'm with you, man. I really think it's South Carolina or nothing. It's a disgusting play. I kind of just want to fade Kentucky. I do not think they're very good.
Well, this is a garbage spot. Kentucky is winning this game by 20 points, or South Carolina is winning outright.
Okay, make sure you do the correct garbage.
I will. I won't do what I did last time. I deserved criticism for that because it was like plus 136 each way. I didn't do it right with BYU and Baylor. Okay.
I think a lot of people would see this as a get-right spot for Kentucky.
Yeah, I agree. Best of luck, Alan Dims. You as well. That's a donation to the Alumni Fund. Thanks, Jeff and Steak. Very funny. What's up, Esto? Good to see you, by the way. Esto was a W at the Book It Super Bowl party. Marquette, 3.5-point dogs at Georgetown. I know you said Marquette is awful, but Steak, I just want to point out, I think 3.5 is really short. Kind of like Marquette here. 0-10 on the road.
Yeah, but look at what they've been doing, dude. Marquette has covered 5 out of 6 games.
Kind of want to ride that.
Covered at Villanova. Covered at Seton Hall, but they're losing. They covered home against St. John's, but they're still losing games. They suck. I agree. The line's short, I guess. I don't want to bet this. I hate the Big East.
All right. Let's move. Bradley, underdogs against Illinois, Chicago. Michigan, 21.5 against Minnesota. Total 146.
Bradley underdogs against Illinois, Chicago is incredibly strange. We don't have to talk about it, but you're right.
Yeah.
I might have to play that.
Okay. Hey, Michigan.
Yeah. What do you want to do with them?
What do you think?
Back?
What do you think?
Obvious bounce back?
Yeah. Come on, brother.
21.5. My Lord.
Come on, brother. Yeah, Minnesota's not the same team on the road.
On the road, they're horrible, actually. But let's take an actual look at their last couple of road games. At Oregon, they won that game, but Oregon fucking sucks. Lost at Washington, that's a bad loss. Lost at Penn State, barf. Lost at Wisconsin, nothing wrong with that. Lost in overtime at Ohio State. Lost and covered at Illinois. Yeah, it's not a good road team. But
I think I like Minnesota here. I have a question, though. We should make a list of teams in sandwich spots.
It seems like It seems like from what KP is saying, Michigan plays Illinois next week, so that's a sandwich spot and an obvious look ahead.
Well, that's why it's a sandwich spot. We don't have to say it's a sandwich spot and a look ahead. Being the look ahead.
No, obvious though. Obvious bounce back. I meant to say. I'm sorry. I meant to say obvious bounce back.
There was one more team. Michigan and Duke are in sandwich spots here. There's one more team. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I like Minnesota there. Big number, a lot of respect, but I might just do it. Let's keep moving. We are in the 9 o'clock slate here. It's 11:39.
No, we're doing good.
Yeah, I think we're doing great. Arizona 8-point favorites on the road against Baylor. Arizona is what are they coming off of? Do you remember?
Yes, a win against Houston.
That's right. Beat BYU, beat Houston after losing to Kansas and Texas Tech. Good for them. They have a rematch with Kansas on deck February 28th. Don't really consider that a look-ahead spot because they just recently went through a 2-game losing streak. Now they won 2. I think they want to get right. Baylor stinks.
Yeah.
Don't
4
like
non-covers in a row for Baylor. 1-4 in their last 5 outright. Not a good team.
I have a thought. I'll give Baylor credit for beating Arizona State, but they were 7.5-point favorites. They won 73-68. Before that, they lost 4 in a row. Baylor goes after this stake to UCF. They go to Florida, Central Florida in late February. The weather's going to be nice. It's a big school.
Here, by the way.
Hot chicks. Probably looking forward to this little trip, this little vacay. I don't think Baylor gives a fuck about the season anymore. I think Baylor's a dead team.
I think Baylor's a dead team too. I'm not playing Arizona, but I see if you like Arizona, I'm totally fine with that.
I think I do. Who's Arizona's head coach?
Not Sean Miller, right?
No, not Sean Miller.
Tommy Lloyd.
Lloyd. Do we like Tommy Lloyd?
Well, I didn't know who it was, so I can't give my opinion.
Well, if you're
Arizona hosts Kansas on Saturday, you already mentioned that, and you said that it was not a look ahead or a sandwich spot. Are you sure about that?
What?
From Houston to at Kansas, you don't think that counts? From at Houston, and then you go to Baylor, and then you go to at Kansas.
No, they're playing Kansas at home.
It's still. That's absolutely a sandwich spot. Those are good fucking teams, especially the win Kansas just had.
All right. Fine.
And Arizona lost to Kansas, right? Already?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not touching this game, man.
How about an under?
Yeah. I don't hate that.
Okay.
I like that way more than either side.
Okay. The fall off of Baylor should be studied. They were once a respectable CBB program a few short years ago. I remember it. I had Baylor to win the championship. They had
weren't they under Natty?
They had Davion Mitchell that year. I think I fucking loved them. Yeah, you remember that? He's a dog.
Yeah, they were nasty. I'm trying to remember.
I think they were like 5-1. They beat Gonzaga, I think.
2021, they beat Gonzaga.
They were awesome. They won the COVID year. Yep. Tommy Lloyd is a killer, like a legitimate killer, like he's killed people, or just like a killer in sports.
I don't think Tommy Lloyd's killed anybody.
Yeah. Gonzaga was undefeated. Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. I forget who else they had. I just remember I loved Davion Mitchell, but there was another guy that they had on their team who was really good. Can't remember who it was. Let's keep moving. TCU, Arizona State. I don't really think we need to talk too much about this game, but
was Precious Achua on that team?
Oh, yeah. Jared Butler. Nice poll. Yeah. I'm a Arizona fan. Tommy Lloyd is fucking awesome. Him and Dusty May are Kansas short list once Bill Suffer star. Oh, okay. Interesting. Don't remember Adam Flagler. Creighton bitches.
TCU, Arizona State. You want to talk about that one?
That's right. LJ Cryer. Nice pull. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. No, I don't really want to talk about it. I just want to mention that they're 6.5-point favorites. Totals 147.5. I felt like TCU home games are really low scoring. I didn't know if this might be a game to go over, and I just wanted to reference the last few games. TCU at home. Nope, nothing here. Just the last two. 60-54 against West Virginia. That's what I saw. And then I remember the game before that was also really low scoring because they beat Iowa State outright. That game was 62-55. So the total went from 147.5 to 133.5. Now it's 147, 146.5. Also, beating Iowa State by 7, beating West Virginia by 6. Beating Arizona State by 6.5 doesn't seem very doable.
It seems doable. You got a Arizona State team that's covered 5 out of 6 games. Beat Oklahoma State at home, beat Texas Tech with really impressive win. I know JT Toppin got hurt in that one, but still really impressive win with the way Texas Tech was playing. And then they went at Baylor and covered. So I don't know. Let me correct myself. Arizona State has covered 7 out of 8 games, and they are 6.5-point dogs. I think that's a fat spread. Rav will be boots on ground. We're definitely getting a steak and Jeff card today, 100%. You're getting big sharp sheet. You're getting the Sunday steak special. You're getting it all.
Getting it all. You might even get a little fucking Picket squad ride if we like some player props. We got to ride some hot dudes. Snowman missed the Indiana Northwestern talk. Who do they have? We have fading Indiana into a fucking oblivion. You are a football school now. There is no more Indiana Hoosier basketball talk in a positive light on this show. I apologize, but also I'm not sorry. Sunday steak special, low key smacks, high key. All right, let's talk Auburn at Oklahoma.
Let's take the compliment. Auburn, Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm excited.
Or did you want to talk Iowa State 13 at Utah? I don't really care about that too much.
We'll do both. Auburn sucks, man. Auburn sucks.
But is anybody taking Auburn on the road? They're 2-6 on the road
against Oklahoma at home.
They're 500. They're 9-5 at home. You're not going to take them against Auburn?
No, I'm not. Double down. Danny likes the over. Let's take a look at that.
158. I don't like this game. I don't like this game at all.
It's giving me bad vibes for sure. I'm just checking.
Trice says people got burned with Oklahoma on Saturday. That's always good to know. I like to go back to teams that burned you the game before, but not in this one.
And you got lucky with Auburn. Like Auburn was going to probably. I don't know if they were going to cover that game. You got lucky with Auburn. If you had Auburn last game, you got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Nothing for me. It's a pretty high total for an Oklahoma game.
Yeah, I see what Danny's saying, but I don't know.
All right, let's move on from this game.
Utah has covered 4 out of 5, and they played UCF close at UCF. Let me see Iowa State. I don't think we need to spend too much time talking about this. Iowa State's hit or miss. Wins against Houston and Kansas, very impressive, but you also have an outright loss at TCU, and you just lost at BYU. I don't know. On the road, this team is not very good. And I don't know, is anyone lining up to lay 13 with Iowa State on the road? I understand if it was at home, everybody would be lining up at the counter to bet Iowa State. But, man, is anyone laying that on the road? All Utah does is compete. They're 2-8 in their last 10, but 7-3 against the spread. They just cover fucking spreads. I would agree.
What do you want to do?
We can move on. We got actually still some games and not that much time, so we'll move on.
We got to talk Tennessee, Missouri. This is a game worth talking about. Tennessee 3.5-point favorites on the road against Missouri. Missouri's scrappy as fuck at home, 14-2, but they are 7-9 ATS. Tennessee 20-7. But they're coming off of a big win on the road where we both faded them at Vanderbilt. They've won 4 straight, of course, since fucking us against Kentucky. But nobody really that impressive. Mississippi State, LSU, Oklahoma, they were big favorites in all those games. That win against Vanderbilt was very impressive. Dare I say, I kind of want to just ride Tennessee, man. Like, what if Tennessee starts to get hot going into March? I am not a Rick Barnes guy, but he would be the coach to get his team playing their best basketball before any of it starts to matter. So it kind of just makes sense. I might want to just lean into Tennessee.
I would take Missouri or nothing. This is definitely one of the short home dogs I would like today if I bet one. I just think it would be so Tennessee, just like it was so Tennessee the way they lost at Kentucky, to have that Vanderbilt win and then come back and just snooze through this Missouri game. I could really see it happening. It'd be Missouri or nothing, but I'm not sure I get there. I can't take Tennessee.
Tennessee money line being a parlay piece? No way. Why would you want to take a conference road favorite, especially after Missouri just beat fucking Vanderbilt at home? They did follow that up by getting smacked against Arkansas, but
on the road though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. Tennessee or nothing for me. Just really leaning into them getting right and playing well before March. FSU 2-point dogs at home. You've been talking about it. They've been playing really well. Miami's 21-6. Is this line short?
This is a low-key, incredibly interesting game.
Yep.
Just because of the way Florida State's been playing, I cannot call it short. Florida State has covered 4 out of 5. And even further back than that, they've covered 8 out of 10. They just won at Clemson, beat BC, won at Virginia Tech. These are good wins. They covered against Virginia. They won at Miami as 10.5-point dogs on January 20th, by the way. And then Miami is tough to figure out. Just lost at Virginia, but covered. Before that, they won 4 games in a row. Crazy win at NC State. This one's a game I'm excited to watch. I just don't know what I like.
Yeah, I got nothing. Total 155.
This is one where I maybe want to ride Florida State, man.
Really?
Kinda.
I think you're getting duped.
You think it's finally the time to fade Florida State?
Mm-hmm. Getting right, getting hot, looking good. Get Miami coming in at home. You're getting 2 points. This is where Miami wins by like 18.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll probably stay away. Interesting game, though.
Yeah. BYU 12 at home against UCF. I got a thought here. BYU has been, I don't even know if I want to say treading water. They've been struggling to figure themselves out. They're a very up and down team. They had this horrible stretch of losing 4 games in a row. Arizona, Kansas, Oklahoma State as 7.5-point favorites, and then Houston. Tough stretch, no doubt. But then they start to get right a little bit with 2 measly wins, Baylor and Colorado in overtime. Very, very close. Then they go to Arizona. Once again, they lose, but they covered a 10.5-point spread. After that, I think they're starting to come out and see the light. They play Iowa State. They're 2.5-point dogs, 3.5-point dogs. We bet them. They win. I think BYU, and I don't like playing the due spot, but there has never been a team more due for a splooge fest. Okay? That one's
BYU?
5 years. Yep. BYU. They are due to just shit pump somebody. Because when's the last time they've done it? They were 19.5-point favorites against Utah. They won by 13. They were 12.5-point favorites against TCU. They won by 6. 14.5-point favorites against Utah, won by 5. I mean, even against Kansas State, they were 7.5-point favorites. They won by 10. They haven't beat the fuck out of anybody since Pacific in December 16th. I think this is it, man.
UCF gives up points on the road. 87 to Iowa State at Iowa State. 86 to Colorado at Colorado. 79 to Houston, which seems like a lot with the way they've been playing. 92 to Cincinnati at Cincinnati. That one's crazy. And then, are you saying you like BYU team total over?
I'm saying I like BYU everything.
I kind of think the BYU team total over is a really interesting look.
I kind of just think BYU beats the fuck out of UCF.
So you like BYU minus 12?
Mm-hmm.
I like BYU team total over, but we do align on BYU.
Yeah. Sure. Might ladder BYU tonight. No garb. Might just ladder them.
Don't hate it at all. I do not hate it at all.
Yep. Jeff wants to soak. That's right. I'll make a thing out of it. Yep. Did we like Texas Tech today? Did they play?
I lean Texas Tech. No. I'm sorry. Texas Tech plays Cincinnati. I lean Cincinnati. I think we really like the under, right?
Under. Yep. Sorry about that. Forgot. All right. Last game. UCLA minus 7.5 against USC at home. Talk about a letdown spot for the ages. Shout out to Snowman, play of the year. Your Indiana Hoosiers are dog shit at basketball, but you, my friend, are sharp. Great job. Kind of want to fade UCLA, don't you? How funny would it be? They come back, they beat Illinois outright, and then they lose to USC the following game. That would be kind of funny.
It would be funny. What about anyone feel anything about? Never mind. I'm not even going to say that out loud. What is up with the USC players? Is Chad Baker Mazara playing, and is the Arenas kid playing? So every time we talk about USC,
my God. Seriously? BYU spread is C-Blaz.
Yeah, but isn't C-Blaz like ridiculously hot?
Well, look at it. He said 12-2 on his max play. So yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking tail and C-Blaz, baby. They need to dog walk somebody. Yep. Okay. I got some plays. We'll recap them real quick. Okay.
Yeah, recap. I don't think I'm going to get there with USC. I see your point. I just don't know if I'm going to get there.
That's fine.
UCLA is 15-1 at home. Holy shit.
Yep.
Did not realize that. They must not be playing the stiffest competition.
Rutgers, Washington. You like Washington?
I do like Washington, yeah.
I like Central Michigan. I think that line's short. Gross play. Just a line read there. I don't know anything about either of these fucking teams. I like Akron. That's a big number. I think Akron might cover it against Buffalo. Oklahoma State, West Virginia. I like West Virginia.
I lean West Virginia as well.
Like Old Dominion against Marshall. Texas Tech, Cincinnati. Like that under stake, like Cincinnati.
Yep.
Duke, Notre Dame. I like Duke. I like Duke big. I like Duke team total over. Sure. I'm just more worried about that it's a blowout and they just stop trying to score. Virginia, NC State. I like NC State.
Yeah, I like nothing in that game. In the Duke Notre Dame game, I kind of like the over.
Hold on. All right.
You want me to? Okay.
Where was I?
Northwestern Indiana.
Yeah.
I like Northwestern or nothing.
Northwestern. Kentucky, South Carolina. Kentucky wins by 20 or South Carolina wins outright. That's a arbitrage game right there.
I'll take South Carolina +7.
I like Marquette.
Pass.
I like Minnesota.
Pass, but I get it.
I like Arizona, but they are in a sandwich spot. I think Baylor sucks, but you're right. Might stay off of that one.
Yeah, I'm also going to pass on that one.
I got nothing Oklahoma, Auburn. I got nothing Iowa State, Utah. I got nothing TCU, Arizona.
Yeah, I do. I think, unfortunately, Rav will be in pits. I think TCU by quite a bit tonight. And then I also think it's an Iowa State spot potentially against Utah.
All right. I like Tennessee. I think I'm going to play them.
I like Missouri.
Like BYU a lot.
I like BYU. Total over.
Shout out C-Blaz. I like USC and I like Miami.
You like Miami. Yeah, I'm very intrigued by Miami, Florida State, but I don't have a plan yet.
Okay. NBA, just quickly. Sixers, Pacers, Cavs, Knicks. Here we go. Good game. Nets, Mavs, Thunder are +1.5 in Toronto. Everybody must be out. That's crazy. Some good NBA games, though.
Kings get their win yesterday. Nets probably get their win today. No idea who's playing for the Thunder for the Raptors to be favorites in that game. I believe Kobe White makes his debut for the Hornets. I'm excited to see that. 8.5. Seeing the Hornets be 8.5 points on the road is absolutely insane, but that's just how bad the Bulls are. Sorry, Chew. 1-9 in their last 10. 2-8 against the spread. They're not even competitive. Tough to bet dogs right now in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. Heat, man. I'm just trying to
Biev, I hope you're there. Biev was spitting yesterday against these Canadian fucks. But I'm coming in real hot. My wife's on a call though, so I'm gonna have to keep my voice down. That's gonna fuck me up a little bit, not gonna lie. Because I was gonna lay into it. All
right, so I got nothing right now. I'm gonna put out an NBA card. I will be on Behind the Lines with Krabs at 1:15 Eastern. Does anyone that wants to hear me yap a little more?
Great. 12:30 Behind the Lines. Sounds like Krabs running it. Doesn't sound like Jovan can get out of New York. I'm gonna go to Owner's Box, which is at 9 for a little in-betweener there if you need something. But otherwise, stay right here for 12:30 BTL. Steak and Krabs. Steak will be on a little bit later towards the end. Looking forward to it. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay. Great show today. Good to have you back. I'll see you tomorrow morning.